Hello students, today we are going to cover these all topics in the chapter India, location, geological structure and physiography. Okay. How many points we are going to cover today? So the first one is geological structure. Second one, 7 major tectonic plates. Then divergent and convergent plates. Divergence and convergence processes. Gondwana land, Himalayan mountain emerged. It means how Himalayan mountain came into existence. Then the formation of Arabian Sea, how Arabian Sea was formed. Then diversified physiography of India. And some of the definitions we will also cover. These will be the topics of today's video. It is going to be very interesting. You will like it and even you will enjoy it. So let's start our journey to the global world.
So students, today we are going to cover chapter 13, part 2, India, location, geological structure and physiography. In the previous video, we have completed part 1. Today we will start part 2. So are you ready for the journey to global world? So let's start it. Again, I have divided your chapter into the points so that it would be easy for you to remember, and even it would be easy to write the answers to the questions. It is easy even to understand it. Our first point is geological structure. In that, the first point, the current physiography of India. It means the physiography of today, just now, whatever physiography we are having, how our India is. That is the result of tectonic and crustal movements of the earth. Okay, whatever happened in the past, in the tectonic plates and crustal plates, the movements happened on the earth. Due to those movements, today our physiography is like that. See now, if you see the map of India, it isn't square or circle, a proper shape is not there. Why it is like that? It is due to the result of tectonic and crustal movements of the earth. Now due to these movements, there are two effects. Which are they? So one is constructive and the other one is destructive. See the second point. Both constructive as well as destructive effects of these movements can be seen. So what happened when these tectonic plates and crustal plates, these movements are happening. So what happened? Two effects are seen on the earth, and these effects are either constructive or destructive. It may be positive also or it may be negative also. Then the knowledge about the interior of the earth is very interesting. When you learn about it, the interior of the earth, that knowledge when you will gain it is really very interesting. You will like it to hear. The crust of the earth floats over the semi-liquid rocks of the asthenosphere. So first of all, we have to see that where our crust of earth floats, where it is. So the crust of the earth, it floats over. It is floating over the semi-liquid rocks of the asthenosphere. Fifth point is heat is generated due to the radioactive process in the interior of the earth. So inside the earth, in the interior of the earth, in that part, process is going on. Which process is going on? So radioactive process is going on. Due to that process, because of that radioactive process, heat is generated. And this heat tends to reach the surface of the earth by generating convectional currents. So this heat reaches the surface of the earth. It comes upper side with the currents. Those currents are known as convectional currents. These upward currents break the upper layer into large plates. We can say the pieces also. So these upward currents, when this current came out of the earth, it breaks the earth, the upper layer of the earth. It breaks it into large pieces, and these pieces are known as lithospheric plates or tectonic plates. This is full process, if it is asked that what is lithospheric plate or what are tectonic plates, so you can say that heat is generated due to the radioactive process. This heat reach the surface of the earth and break the upper layer of the earth into different pieces, in large pieces, and these pieces are known as lithospheric plates or tectonic plates. Now what happened? This convectional current has broken the earth into pieces. How many major pieces were there? So 7 major tectonic plates were there. Our earth broke into 7 parts, 7 pieces. Which are those pieces? So you can say Pacific plate, North American plate, South American plate, Eurasian plate. Eurasian means here when Europe and Asia, these two plates came together, then it became Eurasian plate. African plate, Indo-Australian plate and Antarctic plate. This question is even asked in your back exercise that how many major tectonic plates are there, which are they. So you may write down that 7 major tectonic plates are there and these are the names of it. Actually there are so many small pieces, small plates are there, but here we have to learn about the major plates only. Now the next question is, what is divergent plates? So at some places these plates are drifting away from each other. It means going on towards the opposite side. They are going far away. Drifting away means here going far away from each other, which are known as divergent plates. Here they are showing divergence. They are going at the opposite sides. So at some places these plates are drifting away from each other, which are known as divergent plates. Then the next one is, what is convergent plates? So at some places these plates come closer to each other. Divergent means diverging, while convergent means coming closer. Where these plates are coming closer to each other, these are known as convergent plates. So divergent means going away, while convergent means coming closer. Now we will see how these processes are going on. So divergence and convergence processes. First point, due to divergence and convergence processes, fold and fault take place. So what happens sometimes when these plates are coming closer, then something is happening, while going away from each other, that time also something is going on. So let's see, fold means here when these plates are coming together, coming closer, then what happened? The heavy plate remain down while the soft plate go upwards to the heavy plate. So that is happening, that is called fold. Well, fault here means when these plates are going far away to each other, then one line is there between them, that is called fault. So what happened? Due to divergence and convergence processes, fold and fault take place. Next point, due to the movements of these plates over millions of years. Now if we are talking here about the movements of the plates, this is not the movement, this is not the process of like 1 day or 10 days or 100 days or hundreds of years, but it took a long time, over millions of years. This movement took a long time. It took millions of years for this movement, and due to that what happened? Shapes of landforms. Landforms are shaped as well as their locations have changed. Land mass is generated, and due to that their location also change. The third point, the process of divergence is responsible for all the tectonic and volcanic activities on the earth. So whatever happens on the earth, whatever means the tectonic and volcanic activities, when these things happen, why these things happen? Tectonic or volcanic activities, like we are having earthquake or tsunami or these kind of activities, when these things happen on the earth, it is only due to divergence. The divergence is fully responsible for these activities on the earth. See now next one. Wherever these drifting plates have collided with one another, it means coming towards each other, they came closer to each other, it has resulted into mountain building process. So what happened when these plates collided with one another with a rush? Okay, they push each other. Then what happened there? That place, the mountain building processes happened. You can see the mountains over there. Now wherever these plates drift away, go away from each other. So what happened? Fissures are created, means valleys are created. There they are making valleys when these plates drift away. Within landforms and oceans. Sixth point, the continents situated along these fissures, it means around these valleys, are drifting apart continuously. So they will also continuously move from their places. But it took millions of years to do that. We can't see by our naked eye. The continents situated along these fissures, it means these valleys, around these valleys are drifting apart continuously. And the seventh point, such plates are called divergent plates. Now comes Gondwana land. I think this word is new for you. See the word Gondwana land. And the point, India was a part of a very vast and an ancient landmass known as the Gondwana land. But if you hear the history of it, it is really interesting. It means in the ancient times, here I mean million years ago, that time India was a part of a very vast and an ancient landmass. Today where it is, it was not there million years ago. It was known as Gondwana land. It means today we are having 7 continents and they are all separated, while that time all were together, all were one. And they were known as supercontinent. It was one continent only and it was known as supercontinent. Afterwards it divided into 7 parts that we saw previously. Due to those processes like divergence process and conversion process, due to those processes, this one continent divided into 7 pieces. Next one, this large landmass consisted of the present South America, Africa, Australia and Antarctica. It means these continents like South America, Africa, Australia and Antarctica were together with our continent. We were one continent. We were on one landmass. It was, then you can understand how much large landmass it would be. Over a period, here over a period means not 1 hour, but million of years, the Indo-Australian plate started drifting gradually, slowly towards north. It is so believed that this plate collided with the large Eurasian plate before about 5 crore years. So now, due to the collision between Indo-Australian plate and the Eurasian plate, the Himalayan mountain system emerged out of Tethys Sea. Now see here, before this collision happened, when they came together, they pushed to each other. Before that, what was there? There was Tethys Sea. But because of this collision between Indo-Australian plate and Eurasian plate, the Himalayan mountain system emerged out. Before that, Himalaya was not there. But due to this collision, Himalayan mountain system emerged out. It came out, which we can presently see. A large valley was formed to the south of the Himalayan system, wherein alluvial sediments were deposited by the rivers flowing from north and south of it. Thus, the Ganga plain between Himalayas and the southern peninsula was formed. So what happened? Upper side Himalayan range was there, while the south there were the rivers which were coming out from the Himalayas. They deposited alluvial soil, alluvial sediments through their flowing from north and south of it. And thus, because of these things, the rivers coming out from the Himalayas, the Ganga plain between Himalayas and the southern peninsula was formed. Now you got to know how the Ganga plains formed. A huge volcanic eruption took place in the northwest of the peninsular plateau. Peninsular plateau, I have already told you that 3 sides it is having water. It is covered by water. So in the northwest side of the peninsular plateau, what happened? Volcanic eruption. Volcano came out, a huge volcano came out. And due to that volcano, western portion of the plateau was disintegrated and was submerged. It was separated from there and it fell into the water. And because of that, this led to the formation of Arabian Sea. Now, western portion means which portion? You understood? The Gujarat and Kerala, that side, that line you have seen in the map. So, from that the portion fell into the water. And because of that, the formation of Arabian Sea happened. And due to this submergence, the Western Ghats became more distinct, more important. These Western Ghats became more important. So, this was the answer of how the formation of Arabian Sea happened. See, this was how Arabian Sea formed. Main reason of it is the volcano eruption in the northwest of the peninsular plateau. Now, our last point is, why is the physiography of India diversified? Why it is different, physiography of India? Okay, diversified means different. So why? Then first point, lofty mountain ranges are seen in the north. It means Himalayas, the mountain of Himalayas are standing over there. So these lofty mountain ranges are seen in the north. And in those Himalayas only, many plateaus are there, summits are there and passes are seen within them in the Himalayas only. Next is Ganga, Yamuna and Brahmaputra rivers flow in the northern plains. So these big rivers, Ganga, Yamuna and Brahmaputra, these rivers are flowing in the northern plains. Fourth point, their alluvial deposits have formed this plain. It means so much alluvial soil we are having there. Fifth point, two edges in the form of Ghats on two sides of the plateau. It means two type of Ghats are formed at both the side of the plateau. One is the eastern Ghat, the other one is the western Ghat. Next point, coastal plains are situated on eastern and western margins. So in the south, both the side of the southeast and the west, there are margins of coastal plains. Thus, we can say that India holds a diversified physiography. It means different kinds of physiography we are having. We are having mountains, we are having plateaus, we are having rivers, we are having coastal plains, we are having Ghats, everything we are having in India. Now, we will define three words here. First is divergent, second one is hemisphere and third one is circulation. Divergent we have already seen previously, still we will see moving or extending in different directions from a common point. From one common point, the moving at the opposite direction, different direction. So, moving or extending in different directions from a common point is known as divergent. See now two definitions I have given you of hemisphere here. First one, a hemisphere is a half of a ball shaped object. It means circle. A hemisphere is a half of a ball shaped object. Second one is the hemispheres of earth refer to any division of the globe into two hemispheres. It means when we are separating globe into two parts, then two hemisphere you can see. It means half circle, semicircle. And the third one is circulation, movement to and fro or around something. To move around or from here to there to here, that movement is known as circulation. So students, here we have completed our part 2 of India, location, geological structure and physiography. Hope you enjoyed it, you understood it. If you are having any confusion, you may call me. Thank you. Good day. Stay home, stay safe. And yes, don't forget to complete your homework. It means your textual exercise you have to write down in the notebook. That would be your homework. Thank you.